please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our station at the entrance to Main Street, USA, gateway to the 7 scene lands of the Magic Kingdom.
Welcome aboard the Monday Morning Monorail Podcast. This is Justin Monorail, and today is Monday, March the 11th, 2019. This is episode number 47 of the show, and today we bring you a very exciting edition of the Monday Morning Monorail Podcast as we dive in to the first round of the Monday Morning Monorail Mega March Madness matchup. It's quite a mouthful. I'm surprised I made it through it. So pull out your brackets, if you filled one out, and follow along. Let us know how you're doing on Twitter, @MorningMonorail. We'd love to know if there's anybody that's still in contention for a perfect bracket after this first round of picks. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get right to it. Welcome back to the Monday Morning Monorail Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're aware of this. We tried to tell you last week, but now it's upon us. March is here. March Madness is here. And after the big bracket unveiling show last week, I know we built up your anticipation, and now you just can't wait to hear what the outcome of this tournament's going to be. And I say, why delay any further? Let's get into it. So now it is time officially to announce our round of 32 winners. Well, how are we going to do that, you say? I'll tell you how. We've got an elite panel of pickers here with us today, and I will go around and introduce them individually. Joining me in the studio on my left is one Kevin
Dickie V
from the Mouse Knows Best podcast, back again.
Unbelievable.
That's my gimmick.
I stole it.
Yeah, well, I always like to call you our favorite monorail cousin. I feel like at this point you've earned family status.
I feel honored.
Yeah, you've been Hakuna Matata. Ohana.
I'm wearing it.
I know. Ohana means family, and Kevin's in the family now.
Oh my gosh. This is the best day of my life.
And really, I can't get him out of my house. That's really the secret.
That's honestly what it is.
There it is.
Kevin, go away.
But no, we're happy to have you, Kevin. I hope you're prepared and you've brought your picks with you.
I have my wrong picks.
I told you not to fill out that whole bracket because it's going to get busted, but we'll see how it goes.
But hopefully I get to shock some people.
Yeah, you might just. Also, joining us remotely today is one Landon, the Dawes Doan. Landon, welcome to the Pick Show.
Always fun to be on the Monday Morning Monorail. And you don't have to tell me I shouldn't have filled out my bracket. Well, you should have told me that, but I'm going to be doing this on the fly because I lost my bracket. So let's see where this goes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I know, and it's not like they were available on Twitter or electronic.
I know, right? With hashtag like 95Ms or whatever.
How could you possibly have found a replacement? I don't know, but
I know, right?
You'll power through it, I'm sure. Hey, you're not one that lacks for opinions. So
No, that is definitely one of my strong suits.
Yeah, that's what I always
weaknesses, depending on how you look at it.
And then, of course, we also have Sam Monorail joining us live from beautiful Orlando, Florida. Sam, welcome to the Pick Show.
Thanks. And actually rode a ride today that's on our picks.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
I'm pretty excited because I do love it. I forgot how much I loved it. And then I wrote it and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, so this might influence your picks. It might have changed something for you. That's interesting. Yeah,
I just want to point out, I got Billied over Jay's wife. So, that establishes the pecking order here. And Kevin gets top billing. So we all have questions, Jay.
I always go in the room first. And if you're in the room, you're going to be announced first because that's just how it is. Your proximity. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever you have to tell yourself.
I like this.
But I actually saved the best for last because we have a couple of very special guests joining us today. Something that we've been working on for a little while, and we're so excited that it's happening today. We have Trent and Jeni from Disney DNA Podcast. Do you say the Disney DNA Podcast or just go Disney DNA Podcast?
I think I do it like Ohio State, the Disney DNA Podcast.
Fair enough. Well, Trent, Jeni, Trent, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. We are happy to be here.
We sure are.
Yay.
This is very exciting. So you all have a wonderful podcast that you do, and it's a celebration of Disney, of course. And you have a similar dynamic. You have a family show. You're a husband and wife team. You bring the daughters in, and I just got to tell you, I love listening to the show. You make a really great, informative, entertaining show. And it's really great to have you here and be able to talk to you because it's like I'm about to just be, fanboy out and just be like, I can't believe I'm finally talking to Trent and Jeni.
No. I mean, thank you for those kind words. And I really appreciate that, really, because, for us, it's the show of being that family and bringing our two daughters. They absolutely enjoy talking Disney because when we take our trips, to me, it's not about the two of us, it's about the daughters and seeing Sophia and Brooklyn just having a great time and making those memories that last a lifetime. And I absolutely cherish every single moment of our trips.
Yeah. Bringing the kids in reminds you of the wonder and the magic sometimes because as adults, sometimes you lose a little bit of that, and then you get to see it through a kid's eye. Kevin's young enough that he still has the magic in his eyes.
That magic's still with me. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but
You know what else a kid brings to the parks?
What's that?
Those
Breakdown?
bubble wands.
Oh.
I feel like I'm like, oh, keep blowing bubbles while I'm walking around, children. This is the best. So
You won't find
it's
them
actually for me.
For our kids. Okay.
Balloons.
Sorry, I'm done.
No, but it is. I started off talking about it's all about the family, and Disney's all about the family. Our podcasts are all about the family. This is a family affair, and now Trent and Jeni, officially welcome to the Monorail family. You're part of it now. Whether you want to be or not, you're in it. So
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
it. Yeah.
all right, so here's what we're going to do. I have posted the bracket out on Twitter multiple times. It's not like I don't know how Landon couldn't find it. I hope other people didn't run into the same problem.
It's not that I couldn't find the bracket. I couldn't find my bracket.
Okay.
That's the issue. Come on.
All right. Well, your personal bracket disappeared, but there were brackets out there, and I hope that you, as listeners, were able to find them and fill them out, and I would really love for you to be playing along. We had a ton of submissions on Twitter, and all of those people who managed to perfectly match us, and I don't know how you're going to do it. It's possible, but if you perfectly match our bracket, we will put your name into a drawing, and we're going to pick out a winner once all this is said and done, and you're going to win a prize from the Walt Disney World Resort picked out by Samantha Monorail. And I have to ask, have you already acquired said prize? Is that something you did today while you were at the parks, or are we still waiting on that?
Or are you going to lie and say yes?
It's a churro.
Is it a churro?
No.
Is it chicken nuggets?
It's a chicken nugget. No, I went to Hollywood Studios today, and I found something that is a very good candidate for being the item.
Okay.
But I'm going to go to Epcot and see if there's anything specific for the Flower and Garden.
Okay.
And if I like it enough, then it will win over the Hollywood Studio thing. But I have
You got a candidate.
thing in mind.
There's
yes.
a contender. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So we did a quick contest where I asked you all to retweet our brackets in a 24-hour period. And if you did said retweeting, I would put your name in a hat and draw it out. And we had a winner for that. So I want to say congratulations officially to Tombstone Josh, who got a exclusive sketch by one McKenna Monorail. And he picked Stitch as his character of choice. And it is awesome. I'm waiting to find out. I'm going to ship it to him, and then I'll give him the choice whether he wants to share it online or not. That's totally his thing. But he did win a very exclusive sketch. It turned out amazing. Did you happen to see it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, I was going to get Kevin's approval on it, but he hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet, no.
Okay, but it is out there. So
But I'm sure it's great.
yeah, so it was quite a good sketch. McKenna is a talented artiste. You know.
So did Stitch end up with like 19 eyeballs?
Oh, she does love eyeballs. That's a good point. She loves putting eyeballs in her sketches, but no, he has the appropriate amount.
Okay, that's
case.
good.
Yeah,
that's good.
All right, I say we delay no further and let's get this started. So, if you all had a chance to see the brackets, we broke up the candidates into 4 regions. We have the Magic Kingdom region, Animal Kingdom region, Epcot, and Disney Hollywood Studios. And we're going to go region by region with our first round picks here. And actually, as I mentioned last week, I couldn't narrow it down to a top 8 Magic Kingdom attraction list. So there's actually 12. So we're going to have to do a play-in round.
Yeah, like the first 4.
Yeah, the first 4 of the Magic Kingdom. So we're going to start out there, and then we'll just kind of work our way through. Today we're doing the round of 32 plus a few because of the play-in round. And then,
don't do math.
I know. Never do math in public. And then next week we'll do the round of 16, and then we're going to round it out with episode number 3, where we'll do the Elite 8 Final 4 and declare an overall champion. And hopefully we all are friends after this, and it doesn't come to blows or divide the family at all. So
I said I was sick, but there is another reason why I'm remotely recording today.
Yeah, because Landon,
I don't think I can trust you all.
I didn't want to catch those hands either. So
Yeah. Like I told Jay, I would respond like an adult appropriately, burn his house down, and then threaten to kill myself.
That is an appropriate adult response. Okay. All right. So I didn't even mention, by the way, follow the hashtag to follow along with the results. Hashtag MMMMMMM or hashtag as I like to say.
Tasty.
Monday Morning Monorail Mega March Madness matchup. Let's get into it. So, Magic Kingdom region, we've got the play-in games, and we're going to start with the 8-9 matchup, and that's Jungle Cruise versus the Enchanted Tiki Room, and I'm going to throw it over to Jeni to kick us off. Who have you got in that matchup?
I got Jungle Cruise.
All right, Jungle Cruise.
I'm not a bird fan. If you listen to our podcast, you know my very strong dislike for birds. So
Exactly. Like really bad.
yeah.
Like Alfred Hitchcock bad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The birds.
Like they're creepy. I don't go there. I don't really love them at all. So Jungle Cruise it is for me.
Okay, fair enough. And how about you, Trent?
I got the same on Jungle Cruise. I love it. I mean, I do love Enchanted Tiki Room. Don't get me wrong. I love Jose, and I don't know. It's something about Jungle Cruise and the animals and the skipper and the backside of water.
The backside of water.
Best part of any Disney attraction, really.
That's right.
Yep.
No, I like that. I like that pick, and I do think the skippers give Jungle Cruise an edge in this one a little bit, so we'll see if that trend continues. Sam, give us your pick.
I'm with Jeni and Trent. I picked Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
Good
That's
choice.
3 votes for Jungle Cruise. Kevin.
I hate the Tiki Room.
Oh, my
Jungle Cruise.
Walt
wouldn't
would
say I
shed a
hate
single tear if he heard you say
He
that.
probably would, but I hate the Tiki Room, so Jungle Cruise.
Well, Landon, it doesn't matter what you pick, but which one do you pick?
My vote doesn't matter, like you pointed out, but I will continue the streak. I'm going to go Jungle Cruise. I love the skipper, and as it's already been pointed out, the backside of water is the best part of any Disney attraction.
Well, how do you feel about Gilligan?
I could take him or leave him. I'm,
Okay.
I'm more of a skipper fan.
All right.
Actually, no, if we're being honest, I'm more of a Ginger fan.
All right. Well, and my pick doesn't matter either, but I would also go Jungle Cruise. So Jungle Cruise in the clean sweep in the play-in game. Very, very
Sweep
good.
it.
Easy dub.
Easy W. That's right. All right. Next matchup is the 5-12. If you're familiar with March Madness, you know that this is a spot where we get a lot of upsets. So we'll see if that happens again today. This time we're going to start with Trent. Trent, how do you feel about Big Thunder Mountain versus It's a Small World?
Okay, Small World is not my answer. That is Jenny's favorite song that never
I
gets
hate
stuck
it.
out of her head.
I hate it with a passion.
Yeah,
I hate
so I went with Big Thunder Mountain because those who listen to our show know I have a very long story. I'm not going to share it now, but there's a huge story of why I do it, and it's going back to whenever I was an 8-year-old kid and experiencing that with my family, and just it holds a near and dear to my heart, and I absolutely love Big Thunder Mountain.
All right. Very good. How about you, Jeni?
I'm going with Big Thunder Mountain. I have
Come on,
a
Small World.
I hate Small World. I hate the song. If I could ride the attraction without the music on, like I know people are like, well, then the dolls would be creepy,
No,
but
that
I
is
would
good.
like that so much more than riding it with the music. So I'm going Big Thunder all the way.
It is a chilling thought to think about riding through It's a Small World in complete silence.
That sounds
I
like
would
a
And
be-
horror movie.
just
I
the
would
boat
totally
moving
find
through the
it.
water and you could hear the gears move
Yeah.
all
Oh,
this thing.
No,
Ugh.
I would totally be fine with that.
Let me say this though, Big Thunder though, my favorite is at nighttime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
And I think we talked about on our Valentine's show, if you can time that up with the fireworks, oh, man. Great view.
Like I'm going by myself, but I'm going to try and sync that up. Not because it is romantic. I mean, it is, but it also seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
It can be two things.
Yeah, it can. That's right. Landon, tell us what you pick in this one.
I'm continuing the trend here. I'm going to go Big Thunder Mountain over It's a Small World. Big Thunder Mountain is one of the better roller coasters in all of the Disney resorts, whether it be Walt Disney or Disneyland. I'm not going to include Disney Sea in there because I hear that place is like Valhalla or something.
Like heaven.
But and also Big Thunder Mountain doesn't have a song that will get drilled into your brain until you know.
Well, that's true, but have you ever heard the Big Thunder Mountain song? Because it's awesome.
I don't think I have.
It's really
I've never
good.
heard
Okay, you have homework after this episode. You're going to look up the Big Thunder Mountain theme song. It's so good.
Please tell me it involves like a wicked guitar riff from like Zach Wilde.
Not at all, but there is a prospector involved.
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right.
Jam.
Not a wicked guitar solo, but I'm on board if there's a prospector.
All right. Sam, give us your 512 pick.
Well, whenever I rode It's a Small World the last time, that was that after magic hours thing, or
Something
whatever
like
that
that.
was called, after midnight. I don't know. And that was miserable. I was like, get me off. Gosh, we're wasting time. I could be riding something way better. So I'm going Big Thunder Mountain.
All right. Yeah. I agree. We made a terrible mistake. I feel like as soon as we sat down on the boat, we were like, why are we doing this?
What is the point?
Yeah. So, all right. Fair enough. Kevin.
I like Small World, but I don't like it more than Big Thunder Mountain. So I'd have to go with Big Thunder Mountain. I feel like if I pick Small World, like that'd be one of those things of like you have to turn in your Disney card because
I don't know.
Big Thunder Mountain's
I
better.
don't know. I don't know if you'd turn in your Disney card. There's probably people out there who would pick it, but I'm not one of those. I'm going Big Thunder Mountain.
So 2 matchups, 2 sweeps.
I know.
So far off to a hot start.
We'll see if that continues. I don't know. We're going with the 7-12 matchup. This is Carousel of Progress versus Peter Pan's Flight. Sam, give us your pick on this one. And be very careful.
I pick Peter Pan because I can't stand like the whole. I
I
don't
may
like
have to
the
walk
whole,
off this podcast.
Wow.
I know it's like that little dog's cute and the animatronics are really advanced, but it's so boring.
It's progress.
You said it was boring. I've never heard that take before. It
You are,
hurt me.
you are hurting my feelings at this moment. That's okay.
You know how I
okay.
am.
It's okay.
My ADHD won't let me sit there. Like I'm doing the whole time is like, when is this over? Oh my gosh. Sorry guys. Yeah, I'm off the podcast.
Before it gets worse, we're going to move on. Landon, give me your pick on this one.
Sam, I got your back. I will die on this hill with you. Come at us, Disney dorks. I'm going Peter Pan over Carousel of Progress.
Peter Pan soaring to the early lead. But this isn't soaring, by the way.
I feel personally attacked.
Right? Kevin, so tell us.
I go with the Carousel of Progress. Like, that's one of the greatest things at Disney World. And you don't have to wait like an hour and a half to do it. So there's
because
that
no
too.
one wants to.
No. That's not correct.
Friendships are ruined.
I do not-
Marriages
I'm telling you.
fractured. Welcome to
All right, Jeni, what do you have in this one?
I am going Carousel of Progress. It's one of my favorites, which is a little riff with me and Trent because his favorite's Peter Pan. I can already tell you his answer.
I'll say-
Oh,
That's
spoiler.
that's one of
Oh,
his
boy.
favorites, and Carousel Progress is one of mine. So we're a house divided on this.
That's right.
Wow. Okay, so Trent, you've got Peter Pan on this one?
Yeah, but I was going to say, I mean, even though with Carousel and progress, but I do like Peter Pan though because it's just one of those.
It was one of his favorite movies as a kid.
That's correct. Knows me like
Those animatronics.
Yeah,
It's almost
Well,
like y'all are married or something. I don't know.
something like that, right? No,
just for a few years so far.
13.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're about to have a real issue here because
Hold on.
Oh no.
Hold on. This
There's
is
6
conflict
people.
of interest.
Uh-oh.
You wrote the bracket. Where's McKenna? You get her
Oh,
on this
okay.
podcast.
All right. I'm picking Carousel, and we're going to bring McKenna in for a tiebreaker.
Because
McKenna,
we have a 3-3.
please-
I was doing the math. It's like, we might run into an issue here.
please report to the studio. You are required
Please
to
report.
break the tie. Give us a pick between Carousel of Progress and Peter Pan's Flight, the tiebreaker, McKenna Monorail.
I have to say that I love Carousel of Progress. So
Wait, where's Garrett? Where's
no
Garrett?
World.
Carousel,
Keep
moving
moving
on.
the goalposts. Zoe, come here. What do you
Yes.
think?
Let's get the dogs involved. Carousel,
That's
moving
fine.
on.
I'll kick it out next round.
It's
We'll
the
see.
World's Fair wins, it seems like.
That's
Yep.
right.
The World's Fair attraction.
That's very true. I love it. That warms my heart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. We've got the 6-11 matchup, TTA People Mover versus Seven Dwarves Mine Train. Kevin, what have you got?
If there's one ride that I don't like more than Peter Pan, it's the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So I'm going with People Mover.
People Mover, getting
Yeah,
one in
I'm not
the
waiting
win
2 hours for a 2-minute roller coaster. Sorry, that's not happening.
All right. Sam?
I am also going with the People Mover. I really enjoy it.
2 for People Mover. All right. Trent?
The 7 Ds in the back at night. It's
Oh.
the best.
Uh-oh. All right. Is Jeni going to even it up?
I'm going People Mover in the back at night. No, my thing with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is the wait. You're waiting like forever for 90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Yep.
They couldn't even make it a full 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But tell them why you like People Mover at night, in the back.
If you
Ever
are...
after, you can catch the show on the
Mhm.
TTA.
Yeah, you
and
can
it's
catch the
fantastic.
fireworks and everything. We really enjoy it. Like, I have some health issues, so I enjoy it because I can sit and rest. But you're still moving. You're looking at stuff. It's not just sitting and writing. There's still stuff to look at and do, and you get your break in.
Absolutely. All right, Landon, what have you got?
I'm going to go 7 dwarves here. And yes, the wait is kind of awful. I will admit that. But I'm a sucker for animatronics, and I really do dig the animatronics of the 7 dwarves and Snow White there at the end in the cabin scene or whatever. But yeah, that wait really does suck.
You know what else has a good animatronic?
What's that?
The People Mover. It's called Progress City. Boom.
Wow.
Sick burn?
All right. I'm gonna have to, I keep getting the last pick here, and I'm not doing that intentionally. I'm not trying to be the decider, but in this case, I'm going TTA People Mover. So
I knew
TTA
you would.
is moving on. Yeah, very good. All right, so we've got our first round now, the first official round for the Magic Kingdom. So this is where it's going to start to get a little interesting, I think. I'll start us off this time, so I won't be the decider. And we're going to go Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise. There's no mystery here. Haunted Mansion all day, every day. I love Jungle Cruise. I love the Skippers, but Haunted Mansion. If you all are aware of the bracketology that they're doing over on Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz, it's bringing in rides, music, movies, and TV. Haunted Mansion was my overall champ of everything Disney. So Haunted Mansion, moving on. Let's throw it over to Jeni for the next pick.
I'm all Haunted Mansion. All hands on deck.
Woohoo!
I like it. I really like Jungle Cruise, but I would all day, every day. I love the theming of it. I love the soundtrack of it. I just love it all.
Yeah, it's good. It's absolute perfection. All right, Trent, what have you got?
Haunted Mansion because I love going out the window. Perfect.
All right, Sam.
Same. Haunted
Same.
Mansion. I love the Haunted Mansion.
Now we're to the picks that don't matter. Landon.
Yep. Just so it doesn't get shut out, I'm gonna say Jungle Cruise, but Haunted Mansion would get my vote here if it did matter, because like everything that everybody said, it has the best soundtrack, it has the best theming. It's the best period at Walt Disney World. So,
Ooh.
but I do love me some Jungle Cruise, so it gets a pity vote here.
Pity votes.
All right, Kevin, where are you going?
I show no mercy. Haunted Mansion.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Step on their neck.
Sweep the leg. There you go.
That's right. Okay, moving on. Now we're to a mountain matchup. We've got Splash Mountain going head-to-head with Big Thunder. Sam, give us your pick.
Well, I hate my socks getting wet, and that's just how it is. And so I'm going Big Thunder Mountain.
All right.
I don't, if I'm going to go to a theme park and ride a ride, I don't want to walk around all day with wet socks. I'll go to a water park if I want to get wet. Thank you very much. So
Fair enough. All right, Kevin.
I like Crocs, and you don't have to worry about wet socks with those. So I'm just kidding. I don't wear Crocs.
I was about to say, dude, you're not married yet. You still have to.
Hey, now,
Hey,
I'll wear
Trent
them
rocks
with
the
pride.
Crocs.
Yeah, you're married. Like lock, stock, and barrel. You won there on that one, Jack.
No, he has like the married dad uniform. He's got the Crocs. He's got the cargo shorts.
Hey, I wear it with pride, okay?
Yeah, hey, nothing
I
wrong
can't
with
say
that.
anything on the cargo shorts. I'm right there with you, Trent.
Yeah. So I really,
Right about my cold dead corpse.
Yeah.
I really don't like Crocs. I was just saying that to counteract Samantha's argument. But I prefer Splash Mountain over Thunder Mountain. I think it's better. It's longer.
It is longer.
The queue has air conditioning at some points. It has fans as opposed to Thunder Mountain.
I wouldn't call it AC, but it does have fans.
Thunder Mountain, where you think you're gonna pass out. Like at one point, I'm like, okay, I gotta get on this ride, or I'm gonna die. And you get
If
wet.
I tell that to a cast member, do you think that would help me like bump the line? Like I have to get on this now, or I'm going to die.
Try it, and let me know how it works. Because
All right,
if it works
yeah.
for you, I'm gonna use it.
All right, I'll throw my pick out there. I'm going to go Splash Mountain as well. So that's 2 for Splash, 1 for Big Thunder. Landon, what have you got in this one?
I'm going Big Thunder. I prefer roller coasters over water rides, and Sam literally took the words out of my mouth. There is nothing worse than walking around an amusement park with soaked socks, and then you have to deal with like just those like waterlogged feet with gross blisters and all that garbage, and and plus Big Thunder Mountain's a fun ride, so I'm going Big Thunder.
Thanks for the imagery you give me there of your blistered, wet,
I'm very
wrinkled
descriptive.
feet.
That's why I get a paycheck for this, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, you have a way with words for sure.
Theater of the mind.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a tie game so far. So, Trent, who have you got in this one?
Big Thunder all the way.
Big Thunder.
Because Splash is great. It's got a cool song, but doesn't do it for me. I can get wet, but it doesn't bother me. But Thunder for the win.
All right. Jeni.
I am not tying this up. I'm going Big Thunder all the way. I hate, with a capital hate, water
H.
rides. No, with a capital hate.
Yeah, I love that.
Water
I'm feeling that, by the way.
I do not like to walk around. If I want to get wet, I'll go to a water park, like was said earlier. I do not like being wet, walking around the parks. I don't like my pants to be wet. I don't like my shoes. Like, I know I say I'm going to wear something besides jeans, but I live in jeans, so I go to the park in jeans. I don't like walking around with wet denim. I just, my shoes, I hate that.
Yeah.
I just hate it.
Yeah. I agree. Great reasoning. And Big Thunder Mountain, moving on. So that's going to take us to, I'm going to say, actually, both of these are going to be painful, so I don't know which way to go. But we'll go straight down the list. So we're going to go Pirates of the Caribbean versus Carousel of Progress. So, Landon, give us your pick on this one.
Yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. Considering
Hey,
Carousel
you
of
get
Progress,
wet on that ride.
Yeah, that counteracts everything you just said.
kind of. Shut up, Kevin. But clearly in the last round, Carousel of Progress didn't get my vote over Peter Pan, so it's not going to get my vote over Pirates of the Caribbean here. This is one of these iconic Disney rides. These are, a Mount Rushmore attraction when it comes to everything Disney. And I mean, not even taking into account the movie franchise that is spun off from it. So yeah, Pirates.
Oh, okay. All right. Sam, who have you got?
I'm doing Pirates too, and the wet that you get on that ride is very minimal, people. My socks.
It can be worse.
It can be worse.
I've gotten soaked.
Yeah,
for like a
Santa
2-minute ride.
Floated right by me, and me and my father-in-law were completely soaked.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It happens.
Well, I have
It was
Never happened
horrible.
to me, so.
It was so horrible.
And you're in the cold, air-conditioned
Yep.
ride. So
And it's only 2 minutes. It's not even like a 10-minute ride, so it's not worth it. It's like, whatever, man.
all right. But it's too late. You're locked in. Pirates. You can't change it now. I know you wouldn't. I know you
I'm
weren't going
fine
to. I know.
Yeah,
you weren't
I'm
going
totally fine with that.
to. All right. Jeni.
I'm going Carousel of Progress.
All right.
I enjoy Pirates, but the last time when Mr. Cliff Knight got soaked, it kind of killed it. I was not thrilled at all. And I don't like how they changed up some of the scenes. I mean,
That's what I was
bring
going to
back
ask
the
you. about.
redhead.
No, we wants the redhead.
I'm saying bring back the redhead.
Yeah.
I like her better as a winch than a auctioneer. I'm just
All right,
saying.
all
I
right.
thought it worked better the old way.
I like the old version myself too, but I tend to be somewhat curmudgeonly about some of these things that they do. But
Okay.
you're okay with it?
Everybody's okay with it.
Okay.
It makes you, you know?
All right. Well, who have you got?
Carousel of Progress.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. It's getting
For the
interesting.
exact reason that Landon said, because the Mount Rushmore of Disney has to have the Carousel of Progress on it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there we go.
Bounce
and it's
around.
longer, and it's better, and it's more entertaining. And
Look at Sam's face while you're saying all this.
And there's
I
no
think I'm about
privacy.
to take a nap now listening to him talk about it.
All right.
How dare he use my words against me?
All right, Trent, who have you got?
Pirates all the way. And I wish they would bring back the hairy foot guy on the bridge.
Oh, he was disgusting.
Oh, that was nasty. Yeah, every time I look him back, is that going to fall on me or is it not? 'Cause if it does,
Yeah.
I'm going to be
We
upset.
missed that guy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like the hairy leg guy. I was a fan. I'm going Pirates. Pirates is, I only own a couple attractions T-shirts, and Pirates is one of them. So it's obviously got my heart, so Pirates is moving on.
I think that's the first pick that we picked opposite on. I think we picked the exact same on every single one besides that.
We can still be friends.
It's okay, yeah. You won't kick me out?
Nah, not
Okay,
today.
yay.
All right. We got in the final first round matchup of the Magic Kingdom, Space Mountain versus TTA, two Tomorrowland contenders here. So I guess I'll go ahead and pick mine because I don't want to be the decider, and I'm gonna go. Oh God, this one's really hard for me. I'm gonna go TTA. I'm doing it. TTA. Moving on for me. You know why? Because you don't have to wait ever very long for TTA. It's got the continuous load. It's a smooth, relaxing ride. Everybody can enjoy it. You get to sit side by side or facing people. It's all good. TTA for me. That's going to be my pick, and we'll throw it over to Landon for pick number 2.
It's the oldest ride, and you talked about the line. But it has the longest line because it's the best. 10,000 ladies get on Space Mountain. Woo! That's got my vote.
Check. You need to check your facts, buddy. Why is this the oldest ride?
It's a Ric Flair
Okay.
line, dude.
Oh,
All right.
That's right.
I was lost.
We understood it over here.
Thank you.
I knew you were going Ric Flair, but I didn't know he ever
see
declared
what I'm
it the
trying
oldest.
to work with here? Gosh.
Sorry.
Limousine
Yeah.
riding, jet flying.
Line,
Yeah.
Wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, son of...
Yeah, he'd say, because I'm the longest ride and the longest line. Yeah, anyway.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Trent, who have you got?
Space Mountain, of course.
Space Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeni.
I'm keeping with my TTA.
All right, it is 2-2.
Wow.
So this is a close one. I'm going Sam. Sam, who have you got?
Oh God, it's so hard. I really like Space Mountain and I really like People Mover, but my motion sickness when it kicks in, I don't like that. So I think I'll go with the People Mover.
Oh my! Kevin, is it going to be a
man.
split decision?
So I made my bracket earlier today. On my bracket earlier, I had Space Mountain
Yeah.
going on over the People Mover, but you listed your points for the People Mover, and it's a lot more comfortable. You can sit side by side, and there's also not a chance of you dying on the People Mover. And I like to be safe, so I'm gonna go with the People Mover.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Upset City.
Unbelievable.
Loyola
Landon-
Chicago's back.
Yeah, that's right. TTA moving on to the next
Get that
round.
nun out of here. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Progress City, baby.
Beautiful. All right. Well, our second round for Magic Kingdom is set, but we're going to move on to another region. And it's time, I think, to move on to the Animal Kingdom. So,
My favorite park.
it's Kevin's favorite park. So he's going to have
it's the best.
some strong opinions over here. Our first round matchups, we're going to start out with the 1 versus 8, which is... I apologize, we laughed about this last week, but it is a little bit silly. Expedition Everest versus Primeval Whirl. So, should I just say, is anyone going to vote for Primeval Whirl?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Then we can move on.
Okay, Kevin, get out.
I mean, now I will say, do you all like to ride that ride? Trent?
No.
Jeni?
No, that is referred to over here as Primeval Hurl.
Yep.
I am not going to ride that. I've done it once, and boy, did I get sick. I took one for the family team because my youngest daughter Sophia was like, "Come on, Daddy, let's ride it."
Yeah, him insisted, not me and B.
Yes, never again. One and done.
It reminds
Same.
me of the ride from the movie Problem Child, where he makes it go faster than everybody gets off and it's vomiting. Like, that's the reason I cannot ride that attraction, is because whenever I see it, I think of that scene in the movie, and I'm like, I'm done.
That's a good reference.
It's really
and
accurate.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure whenever I rode it, I have a permanent back injury now because it slings you around like crazy.
I was more in pain than I was enjoying anything when I rode it. So it's on my never again list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week I called it the people breaker.
Yeah.
The one time I was going to ride it, I got in line, and then the car in front of me had like that tarp over it, and I was like, no, this isn't for me. Like,
This is a sign.
this is not for me.
God's like, nah, dude, you really don't want to. Go get a churro.
But yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's the way to my heart.
All right. Well, this one might be a little more interesting. We've got the Navi River Journey up against Dinosaur. And we're going to start with Jeni on this one.
I am going Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Yeah. That, and Garrett would support that pick. That's one of Garrett's favorites. He enjoys that one. So I understand it completely. Trent, who have you got?
Okay, I do love the Shaman, but I do have to go with Dino.
Oh, Dino, up 2-0. Yeah.
Yep.
Very good. Sam?
I agree. The shaman is really impressive, and that's the only reason you really ride that ride. You ride Dinosaur because it's so much fun the whole time. So I'm picking Dinosaur.
Because you're not going to make it. And then you made it.
Yeah.
Yay!
Felicia Rashad's there too. I mean, come on.
She is, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Wait, Ann Perkins is there?
Not Ann. That is a different Felicia.
No, that's Rashada Jones. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Parks and Rec is
Rashad.
on in the background. My bad.
No. All right, Landon.
Not that it matters in this case. I've never ridden Navi River Journey, but I've heard everything that y'all said. The ride sucks except for the Shaman, but I'm not a big fan of Dinosaur, if I'm being completely honest. So, but since my vote doesn't matter, I'm going to go Dinosaur because dinosaurs are better than giant blue aliens.
Who said your vote doesn't matter? It's just, it's still in play right now.
Doesn't it already have 4?
No. 3.
Oh.
It only had 3.
Yeah.
If you want to go Navi, there's a chance Navi could tie it up here.
Then I'll do Navi because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Dinosaur the ride.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Navi. But I'm not picking Navi.
Oh, okay. so really it doesn't matter. So
Thank
It didn't
you.
matter.
Yeah, wow, fantastic.
all right.
I just wanted to give you that little bit of false hope and then just
Yeah,
crush it.
my self-esteem is doing great over here, y'all. Thanks.
All right. I would pick Dinosaur as well. So Dinosaur is going to move on in a pretty deciding fashion right there. Okay. This is another one that to me is a no-brainer, but we're going to go through the motions anyway here. So Trent, I'll ask you to start us off on Avatar Flight of Passage versus the Kali River Rapids.
Wow, this one's so easy because it is going to be Flight of Passage, hands down,
Yeah.
because it's just the best experience until August.
Right.
To me,
Hopefully until August. They might open and it all suck.
well, we'll see.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
That'd be
Oh
horrible.
my God, wow.
But as of right now, Flight of Passage is hands down better than
Yeah.
Kali River Rapids.
Absolutely. Jeni?
Even if Flight of Passage was the worst ride ever invented in the history of rides, I would still pick it over Kali River Rapids because I hate getting wet
There you go.
at the parks.
You see the constant thing there?
Hey, she's
Lots
consistent.
of hate with this particular attraction.
With a capital
But I
A.
do love Avatar. I thought it was great. It was very entertaining. The technology is amazing.
It's that first dive, man.
Oh.
It just brings you in.
Breathtaking. Breathtaking.
Smells.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very,
Fantastic.
very good.
Barrel rolls. Fantastic.
Do a barrel roll. Kevin.
My only complaint with this is that Flight of Passage is a 3 seed. So I'd like to bring it up with the committee.
It's a 2.
It's a 2 seed.
It's
yeah,
a 2 seed?
So the committee would like to file a complaint with you.
It still should have been a 1 seed. I think that's the best ride in Walt Disney World, period. And I loathe Kali River Rapids.
All right.
3 reasons. It's a water ride that sometimes you don't get wet on. The line's all outside and all very hot. And I just don't like it.
Okay.
Strong third point there.
I just don't like it.
Convincing. All right. Sam?
Flight Passage. I mean, it's such a good ride. I rode it 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And it was just awesome.
Holds up, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Landon, you haven't experienced Flight of Passage, but I kind of feel like you might have an opinion anyway.
Yeah, I've never experienced Flight of Passage. But I'm still going to vote for it because if I voted against Splash Mountain, why would I absolutely not vote against Kali River Rapids? Because this is a water ride where I want to add the caveat that there's an area where your park-going brethren and sisters can pay money and try and shoot you with water. So if the attraction doesn't get you wet, boy, will they got you covered in other aspects.
Okay. Yep. Fair
yeah,
enough.
if you would have picked Kali River Rapids because it's a water ride and didn't pick Splash Mountain, I would have driven to your house and we would have had a conversation. We would have been okay, we got to
still come over.
we got to talk about this.
That's fine.
Yeah, and I also go Flight of Passage. We've got a River Rampage ride over here at Dollywood that
Yes,
is
I was
almost
going to make that point. Yeah,
almost identical to Kali River Rapids. And if I can ride something at Dollywood that they have at Disney World, that's probably a bad sign. So, yeah, we're going Flight of Passage.
Burn it
by
down.
the way, speaking of stuff at Disney World that is also at Walt Disney, we have our own version of Soarin' coming to East Tennessee. Did you see that article?
Yeah, no, I know.
No.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some sort. I think it was made by the same company, by the way.
It is. Yeah. So it's going to be East Tennessee Soarin'.
Yeah, so we'll see.
So we're going to be able to, fly through Neyland Stadium or something? We're flying through the Westtown Mall. Ooh.
Yeah, beautiful.
Smell of sweat and beer. Love it.
All right, last matchup for the first round in the Animal Kingdom bracket is Kilimanjaro Safari facing off with It's Tough to Be a Bug. Sam, where are you going to go with this one?
I'm going Safari. I love the Safari ride. I feel like I'm in brag mode, but you know what? So what? A couple weekends ago, I rode Kilimanjaro Safari and I loved it. So,
It's all right.
by the way, guys, I have a Disney pass and I go all the time.
You know, I've heard
Casually.
You're about to get yourself muted over there. All right, Kevin.
Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Yep.
It's totally different every time. You don't get the same ride twice.
It's true.
And Tough to Be a Bug stabs you in the back. And so I'm not doing that.
We don't like
literally stab you in the back. Has there been
Literally,
some
you get
update?
you get
stabbed in the
stung.
back.
You get stung in the back, technically.
And then you get bugs under your butt,
You get
and I'm not a big
tingle
fan
in the
of
back.
that. Yeah, no.
A tingle in the bottom too.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. So,
I
I mean, I love A Bug's Life, but I don't like bugs. So, yeah, no.
All right, fair enough. Landon.
I'm also going to go on a safari. Part of the reason I love Animal Kingdom is because of the Kilimanjaro Safari. I'm a honk for animals, and Disney has done a very good job of putting together a very well-developed, well-thought-out, I guess, conservation type thing, and it's just so very cool to be able to see all these animals and get that close to them. And plus, it's bugs. It's tough to be a bug, man.
Meh. All right, Jeni.
I'm going Safari.
All right,
Short and sweet, huh?
Safari. Trent for the vote that doesn't matter.
Oh, no, but I'll tell you this real quick story. This is the only attraction that you can actually ride by and feel like your life is threatened by the lions who want to just
Yes.
pounce on your
Because
vehicle.
they did. They were watching us
They
like
do.
we were their dinner,
Yeah.
getting ready.
It's kind of like you're
I
being
mean-
rolled out on a food cart.
Right?
That's right.
Yes, it was creepy.
I mean, that little gap is only so wide, that they can just jump over that gap and come and pounce you.
That's right.
And
So far
everybody's
for the
like,
win- well,
everybody's like, yeah, it's so
for
far
me.
away. But what's to stop a lion from pouncing that far? Like,
They just try to keep them well fed.
Yeah.
And keep them napping.
Yeah, right.
because that thing's pretty high, and so
Yeah.
like that distance that they could cover, that'd be a pretty big lawsuit.
Well, that would make it even more exciting. So safari for me as well.
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, we had that story of a group seeing live birth this year, or
Two.
was it? Was
well,
it last
actually, I guess it was just the one. No, that was that? Well, it might have been 2018 when the giraffe was born.
It was, yeah, the giraffe. And also, speaking of lawsuits, did you know there is an urban legend that the cast members that drive the boat or the trucks or whatever, if somebody falls out of the truck and into the crocodile enclosure, they are trained to drive away because they don't want to. They don't want to see everybody else see that one guy get ate. So,
Wow.
Really?
That's dark.
Punch
it is, yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
I don't know how to segue away from that, but
Yeah,
we're gonna,
good luck with that one, Ding Dong.
We're going to move to the Hollywood Studios region and hope for brighter stories to come. So, in this bracket, first round, we have a first round matchup of Tower of Terror versus the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. And I'll just go ahead and make my pick on this one. Tower of Terror is one of my all-time favorite rides. I love it. I hope it never changes. I know I've heard Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is very cool. I don't want it. No, thank you. We're getting Guardians at Epcot. We don't need it. Tower of Terror, for me, that's the pick. Sam,
What do you think I'm going to say?
Indiana Jones, you just met all these people that are actors, and that I think you've got a soft spot for it, so you're going
You
Indiana
hung out
Jones.
with Indy
Recency bias.
and the Boulder in the show. Apparently, you and the Boulder are tight.
You know what? You're wrong.
Oh.
Come on. I'm like a huge Twilight Zone fan. Although I'm not really a fan of being dropped. Man, I love Twilight Zone.
Well, technically, you're pulled because it pulls you faster than gravity, so you're not really being dropped.
I'm okay with. I mean, you don't have to explain all that. I just love it because I love. I even like the queue. I just think it's so much
Of course,
fun.
it's amazing. Yep.
Okay.
Trent,
Tower of Terror for me. It's one of my favorites. And I love the random drops every time you ride it.
it's great. Different ride every time. Jenny?
I'm going Tower of Terror. I love the Indiana Jones show, but I like Twilight Zone better. I don't particularly like the actual attraction pulling part, but I think it's well themed. I like the hotel, all that good stuff.
Great video op, too, for that ride as well.
Yeah, but I don't know.
yeah,
I'm
I
getting
like
too
that.
old to be dropped or pulled, whatever.
I'll tell you this. If they actually added like special rooms to the Hollywood Tower Hotel that you could pay a premium and stay overnight, I'm in. Give it to me.
Absolutely.
All
Oh
day.
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all can keep your Cinderella's castle. I want to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Landon.
Tower of Terror for me, and this isn't particularly close for pretty much everything that y'all said.
Yep.
It's just awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it awesome to you as well, Kevin?
It's so awesome.
So
It's awesome.
Okay. That's a sweep. Clean sweep for Tower of Terror.
Sweep it.
Yep, sweep it up. All right, moving on. We're going to go to Muppet Vision 3D versus Star Tours. This one could get interesting.
When I saw this matchup, I was like, oh man.
Landon, kick us off on this one.
Oh, sure. This is the time I get to go first. I think I got to go Star Tours here. I love both attractions, but I'm going to give Star Tours the slight edge just because I guess they have continued to update this attraction and make it feel new, where Muppet Vision 3D, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's awesome and it's the Muppets, so you're going to love it, but it's the same thing every single time, where with Star Tours, I mean, like, isn't there something like several hundred combinations of what you can see? So I mean, yeah,
Absurdly amount of combination.
yeah, that right there. I hate voting against the Muppets. I'm really sorry, but Star Tours.
Yeah, well,
I don't feel good right now.
it makes you feel a little nauseous.
I don't feel good, Mr. Stark.
Yeah.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah.
I know.
Sam.
Okay. So, hashtag save the Muppets.
Oh yeah, hashtag save the Muppets.
the Muppets are amazing.
But-
Unfortunately, they
Yeah, it feels like you're about to break up with them.
well,
It's not
they
you,
really,
it's me.
they really need to, put some TLC in it a little bit, because they haven't really changed it much. And so I told you guys that I rode a ride today, and I
did
rode
mention that.
Star Tours, and they've updated it, and it was The Last Jedi, the planet that has all the red, it's like
The
salt.
salty planet.
Crate.
Oh, the salt, yeah.
Crate, yeah.
Yeah, so we were on that and shooting at the AT-ATs that Kylo Ren would have been in.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I didn't see him though. That was stupid. I would have
Okay.
been fine with him popping up on the screen. But,
True or false? You were the rebel spy this time.
No, I was not.
Oh, okay. Better luck next time. Trent.
Okay, I do love the Muppets. Let me just get that right out
We all
the gate.
love them.
That's my favorite. I grew up with them, even down to the Muppet Babies as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did
shout out to
that
the
as a kid.
Yeah.
I did love it. But it's something about being the Star Wars nerd that I am.
Mhm.
Hence my shirt that I'm wearing,
Mhm.
but you can't see that on the podcast. But I do love the random scenes. I do love the way it feels, and I've always wanted to be that rebel spy, but just have never had the opportunity.
Me too, man. Me too. All right. Star Tours with another vote. That's 3. Jeni, will you make it 4?
I'm going Muppets.
Oh, all right.
All right.
What an upset.
Cool.
Yeah, I like
Hey,
it.
Trent's looking at me. I don't feel like I need to justify
Okay.
my answer. I'm
'Cause I
going
know her
Muppets.
well. I know her well.
He knew I was going to pick that.
Yep.
All right.
He's also wearing a Star Wars hat, just saying.
Your vote only counts once, though. So
That's right.
That's all right. I like the Muppets getting some love. Kevin?
It makes me nauseous. Star Tours does make me nauseous, but I'm still going to pick it over the Muppets.
Oh, all right. All right.
I'd feel bad if I didn't. I have a Star Wars tattoo, so I'm obligated to pick Star Tours.
Yeah, you're right.
so let the record show Kevin killed the Muppets here.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
me. Dressed as Kylo Ren.
Well, I have to agree. I mean, I think my biggest justification is the fact that every time you ride Star Tours, you can get a different experience, and I think that's awesome. I do love the changes that they made, the updates that they made. I also, have never been the rebel spy, but I will continue to ride until one day that I am. And yeah, I enjoy Star Tours quite a bit. So, Star Tours, moving on. # save the Muppets. We will miss you.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
apparently we didn't # save the Muppets.
We didn't today. But in our hearts, we continue to # save the Muppets. Okay, the next matchup we have is Slinky Dog Dash versus Alien Swirling Saucers. So again, I said this was the Toy Story Land matchup. Kevin, kick us off here.
So I've ridden both of these rides via YouTube.
Okay.
And I like Slinky Dog better. So
All right.
just from my YouTube experiences, I'll say Slinky Dog.
Okay, all right. The vote counts either way. Landon.
I have not ridden either of these attractions, but considering one's a roller coaster and the other is a teacups-esque ride, I'm going to go with the roller coaster.
Okay.
Slinky Dog.
Slinky Dog with his tail back. He's got his groove back.
Yes, it's back.
Yeah.
Congrats, Slink.
Jeni.
I have only experienced these via YouTube as well, but I'm going Slinky Dog Dash. I don't want to ride anything that spins around and becomes like Vomit-geddon or whatever.
Yep. Fair enough. Trent.
Same here. I've only experienced it through YouTube, so have to be Slinky Dog Dash.
All right.
It just looks fun.
It does.
And the tail is back.
The tail is back, and you're going to be in trouble. Sam.
That's right.
I mean, Slinky Dog, definitely.
Slinky Dog.
And actually, the alien swirling saucers, they don't really spin you around in a circle. They just kind of move back and forth across like these plates on the ground. And it's kind of not that exciting.
So, yeah, it kind of sloshes you more than it spins you. And
Yeah.
I mean, so there's that. It's almost like more of the like tilt-a-whirl effect where you can slide from one side or the other. But I'd like the ride mechanism, not so much the ride. Although I do like looking at it when it's lit up at night. It's very cool with all the disco lights and the music playing, and it's cool theming. But this one's for the kids, not so much for me. So I also would go Slinky Dog in that matchup. So another sweep for Slinky Dog.
Bring the brooms.
Bring the brooms. Bring out the brooms. We're going to round it out with Toy Story Mania versus the Rockin' Roller Coaster. Sam, who you got in this one?
Toy Story.
Toy Story Mania. Interesting.
I like it.
So Aerosmith, you're just not a fan? Should we just go ahead and say that you hate Aerosmith?
No, I love Aerosmith. I just I like the fun little animations and stuff for Toy Story Mania.
It's fun.
I had a lot of fun with it. McKenna, got a really crazy, ridiculous score.
No, that was Buzz Lightyear. If you remember the last time we rode, I won Toy Story Mania. Thank you very much.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's cute. You get to shoot ping pong balls or whatever it is. So.
Yeah, it's a fun ride.
Yeah.
I appreciate it as well. I like Rock and Roller Coaster quite a bit. That launch right at the beginning is fun, and I still enjoy the pre-show. With you get to go in the studios and you get to see Aerosmith, and they get you the stretch limo to come to their show. I enjoy all that.
Those backstage passes.
I want those backstage passes. I'm going Rock and Roller Coaster. I just convinced myself.
It's the backstage passes.
Yeah. I was sold from the minute you said backstage passes. So, yep, that's the direction I'm going to go. And now we will ask Landon his opinion.
That right there, for the benefit of those with visual aid, I'm doing the Steven Tyler hand motion when he's counting out in the studio. Get all these people back. I'm going Rock and Roller Coaster. Toy Story Mania, full disclosure, have not experienced this attraction, but it seems very similar to the Buzz Lightyear thing, seems very similar to the Men in Black thing across the proverbial street in Orlando, where Rock and Roller Coaster is a rock and roll roller coaster. So,
yeah. Okay.
Ta-da.
Fair enough. Jeni.
I'm going Toy Story.
All right.
I've done Rock and Roller Coaster before. Oh, I'm one and done.
It's a little violent. So,
yeah.
So I get it.
I was not one of those people who could just hop off of it and felt fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get it. It makes me nauseous when I ride it now, but I still do enjoy it. Trent, what do you think?
Okay, full disclosure here. I will show my age. I did grow up listening to Aerosmith on vinyl as a kid, so there's a little bit of that. But I do love this attraction, but I have to say Slinky Dog, because the four of us get together, it is competitiveness to the fullest.
Okay, all right. So you're going Toy Story Mania, and
Yep.
Who typically brings home the crown on that one? Who's got the bragging rights?
Yeah.
It's normally Trent and Brooklyn together, and Trent always wins. And then it's me and Sis, or her name's Sophia, we call her Sis, together, and we kind of go back and forth. And just to bring up my age, I did not grow up listening to Aerosmith
On vinyl.
I grew up more in the Toy Story area,
All right.
the original.
For me, it was
We have a little
8-track as
age
well.
gap, so.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Very good. Very good. Kevin, you evening it up, or is it going to be one and done for the Rock and Roller Coaster?
I'm very competitive. I have an undefeated streak at playing Midway Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I look to keep that streak that way
Okay.
in August. So I'm going with Midway Mania because it lets me know that I'm the best.
All right.
Have we ever done it together?
Yes, and you didn't make it very well with
Oh,
your score.
okay. So Trent and I have competed against each other, and I apparently lost.
Colin McKenna.
No, it's Toy Story 1.
Yeah,
Wait.
it was 4-2.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, you're right.
Yep. So we
I
got
lost count, guys.
we got a clear. I almost did as well, to be honest with you, but we got a clear winner on that one. All right. Epcot region. This one, I'm just going to tell you right now, this one's going to be hard for
This
me.
hurts.
Yeah. All right. I'm seriously just like dreading what's going to happen in my own brain as we get into this, but we got to do it. It's our obligation.
There might be yelling.
Yeah. Internal conflict, really. So, Trent, I'm going to ask you to get us started. Spaceship Earth versus Mission Space.
Okay, for those who know us, we are Team Green for life, never orange team. But it's going to have to be I got to thank the Phoenicians because it is one of my favorites. And I love the Dame Judi Dench as my narrator. Now, will she stay in the big 3-year refurb?
I hope so.
We'll see, but I'm going Spaceship Earth.
I think it's going to be Ryan Seacrest.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
No, it's actually Ellen DeGeneres. That's where they're moving her.
Yes, give me Ryan Seacrest. I love it.
All right, Jeni, who have you got?
I'm going Spaceship Earth as well.
Got to. It's a classic.
I would like Tom Hanks to be the narrator.
that'd be a good
I'm
one.
just
That's a good
saying.
one. Idris Elba.
And it's
Oh,
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
Morgan Freeman. The voice of
man.
God.
Oh, man. All right. So we got 2 votes for Spaceship Earth as we move on to Kevin.
Yeah. Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. Spaceship Earth.
There's no explanation. It's,
None needed.
It's like a icon. Literally.
It's a literal icon.
Literally, it's an icon.
Yeah. All right. That's 3 votes for Spaceship Earth. Landon.
I'm going to vote for Mission Spaceship Earth.
You can't do that.
Wait, no, I can't do that.
best
Then
of
I'm
both
just going to go
worlds.
Spaceship Earth. How about that?
All right.
Spaceship Earth.
So now I also do Spaceship Earth. So, Sam, your vote doesn't matter either, but what did you pick?
I like the Epcot ball because I like the outside of it, but I think it's boring.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm seeing a pattern that you think the best attractions
Burning
are
Rub-
boring.
Kevin over here.
I pick Mission Space.
Wow.
It's a fun ride.
Whew.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's hard.
It's my ADHD. I don't want to sit and listen to someone tell me some slice of history. I'm like,
Edutainment.
I wish I'd put obviously I needed the Hall of Presidents on this list somewhere because it would have, I would have loved to hear
number
what you
one
had to
with
say
a
about
Oh,
that.
no.
I would have stepped on the bracket.
All right. All right. Well, so that was almost a clean sweep, but Mission Space did get a little love there at the end. I enjoy Mission Space, but I also have to approach it with caution because that's one of those that can ruin your day. The motion sickness.
Yes,
That
that
is
is very real.
Yeah. So Spaceship Earth. Moving on as I totally mess up my bracket over here. Number 2 in the Epcot region, we've got Soarin' versus Living with the Land. So this is the Land Pavilion Throwdown, and I'll ask Jeni to kick us off.
I'm going Living with the Land. I love that. I love it so much. I love seeing all the new farming that they're doing. I love seeing, I just love it all. Trent's giving me a thumbs down, but it is over in the Land Pavilion. It is my absolute favorite.
Yep, it's a good
He doesn't like it because he doesn't eat vegetables, so he doesn't want to see where they come from.
Now she's calling me out. You see?
They have fish there.
I'm
do have
sorry.
fish.
He eats green beans occasionally
It
and
counts.
corn.
It does.
Wow.
They count.
Those are
Corn-
vegetables.
Corn marginally counts, but okay. All right.
That's right.
We're going to give you a chance to rebut now, Trent.
Okay. Well, I am not going to say Living with the Land, even though it is kind of fun to sit there and see people go through that little
I love
private tour in the
edutainment.
background, and that's great. I have no problem with that. But for me, it's all about soaring. I love Around the World. It is fantastic. If you sit in the middle, you get the best seat. There's no warping on the screen for you. I just love it. It's just fantastic. I could ride it all day.
All right. Now I'm gonna. My next picker here is for the counterpoint because I know well his thoughts on Soren. So I want to hear your pick, Landon.
If you listen to a previous gimmick, Nerd News Cafe, there was an episode where I said that this attraction was the most overrated ride in all of anything. And of course, I'm talking about Soarin', because I got yelled at for having fun on Soarin'. The cast member came over the PA and said, "Sir, please be quiet or you will be removed from the ride." So apparently you can't have fun on Soarin'. So I am giving my vote to Living with the Land.
I've never heard the story like that before. It's
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Mhm. I almost got thrown off an attraction at Disney World for having fun.
how dare you?
God forbid.
I wasn't even being obnoxious or anything. I would fully admit if I was, but I was just having fun. I'm sorry, Disney.
Had you been drinking around the world before you got on Soarin'?
No, I hadn't had a single drop of alcohol, which maybe that was my issue now that I think about it. But no, like even if that had been an excuse, I'd be like, okay, sure, I'll give you that one. But no, apparently you can't have fun on Soarin'.
All right. Well, I feel like we may get a I rode this recently ride, but Sam, so tell us, Soarin' versus Living with the Land.
So I rode Soarin' recently. And I got to see the new one. And, someone made a point about how the scenes, how they transition, it almost jars you because it's so in your face, and it does feel like you're going to hit stuff, and you do feel like, oh God, and I like Living with the Land because I think it's neat to see how Disney is growing all this stuff and doing all these things, but I picked Soarin', so I have fun. Nobody fusses at me when I'm on that ride.
Yeah, apparently you know how to have fun. I don't.
I don't know.
All right, Kevin, it's 2-2.
It's 2-2. Okay. When you announced this last week, this was the hardest matchup for me because this is my number 1 and number 2 ride in Epcot. And my perfect day at Epcot would be going from Soarin' to Living with the Land, back to Soarin' to Living with the Land, just all day. No illuminations, no eating, not even going to eat, just go back and forth all day.
You get to look at food being grown. You don't need to eat it.
I don't need to eat it, right? But I love Living with the Land. It's my favorite ride in Epcot. It's so great. It's the last piece of
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote old Epcot, I guess you could say. And I like it. So I'm going with Living with the Land.
Okay. Fair enough, man.
Edutainment.
For all the same reasons you said, I'm going Living with the Land as well, which makes it the 4-2 winner.
Go.
And it is moving on. Maybe
down goes the overrated. And we dance on its corpse.
I love
Burn it down.
I love that is your opinion on Soarin' because you're one of I've never heard people say it's the most overrated ride in all of Walt Disney World. But
you get yelled at for having fun.
But
sorry.
I will say that when we had that discussion, it was part of a debate between the two of us, and you ended up winning that contest. So I don't know how that happened, but all the Landonites out there voted for you. So, but
thank you.
So I guess that makes it law, right?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Landonites. If they voted on it, it is law.
Mm-hmm. Moving on, we've got Test Track versus Journey into Imagination. I'm going to start us off on this one, and I'm going to say this is another one that causes me a lot of pain. I had to take Tums before we even did this because I knew I was going to have heartache and heartburn because I love Figment. Figment is my guy. While this current version of Journey into the Imagination is not my favorite thing, I feel like if I vote it down, it's a vote against Figment. But I will say that this is not my favorite version of Journey into Imagination. And because of that, I really do, even though it's Tron Track, I enjoy Test Track. And I'm going to say we're going with Test Track in this matchup. So for me, 1 vote for Test Track. And now we will go to Kevin.
Okay. You said Figment is your guy, and that's cool. Figment's great, but his ride sucks. To put it nicely. So I'm going Test Track. I don't like Test Track either. In the words of Landon, I think it's the most overrated ride at Disney.
Ooh.
But I don't like Journey into Imagination even more than I don't like Test Track. So I'm going to pick the lesser of 2 evils and go with Test Track.
Okay. You had heartache for a different reason.
Yeah.
All right. Landon.
I like Test Track, but I'm going to go Journey into Imagination just because it is a vote for Figment. Obviously, to echo what you said, it's not my favorite version. It's not the version that I grew up on, but Figment's my guy. So vote for Figment.
All right.
Figment 2020.
2 to 1.
Hey, you know what? I'm absolutely okay with that. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Sam.
I picked Test Track because I'm on an environmentally conscious ride and I make the most polluting car I possibly can. So I go.
Can I change my answer?
Okay, good enough. All right, Jeni.
I am going with Figment over Test Track. I just kind of enjoy Test Track. It's not my favorite. They like it. Trent and the girls like it, so I'll do it. But it actually physically hurts me when they slam on the brake and slide just because of some of my health issues. Yeah. So far, I've never been hurt on Figment.
That's true. That's a good point.
Sprayed on.
You get sprayed, yeah. It might hurt your nostrils.
On
That's right.
Emotionally scarred.
Yeah. We live out the country, though, so we smell a lot worse when something gets out here.
Good point. All right, Trent, what'll it be?
All right. For me, it's when those doors open up and we're hitting about 70 miles an hour. That's what I like to feel and see, and it's just my favorite, so Test Track.
I do wish we had like the Cars version, like they have in like this ride, but the Cars version that they have over in. That was easy for me to say. I think I just had a minor aneurysm. But the ride they have over in California, I wish we did have that. I kind of miss the old test track a little bit, just because it felt a little more like it was something. It was meatier to me, and now it's just like you get on and get to ride in a car. In cool blue lights and neon and stuff, but it's still fun. I still like it. I just miss the other version, and Cars would be cooler. But yeah, test track moving on, and that puts us at our final first round matchup, which is Frozen Ever After versus the Grand Fiesta Tour in the Mexico Pavilion. And just because of your love for this ride, I'm going to ask you to start us off, Kevin.
Yeah, 3 Caballeros for the win, all the way.
All right, it's a vote for the Caballeros.
Yeah.
And let's go to Sam.
I have never rode Frozen Ever After.
Okay, let's go to Landon. No, I'm just kidding.
No, keep going, Sam. Keep going.
I haven't even seen a YouTube video of it, and I know everybody loves Frozen, and I'm not saying that it's bad necessarily, but it's not my favorite. I think the soundtrack is what I don't really care for very much, and I know that's probably really controversial.
You need to let it go.
I apparently do, but I am going Grand Fiesta Tour because I enjoy that. I think it's fun.
2 votes for the underdog on
Anarchy.
this one. All right, I'm going to Trent. Trent, what do you think?
Oh boy, Jeni is looking at me hard. All right.
Go ahead.
So normally I would pick Grand Fiesta Tour, but lately, see, I threw you a curveball. So for me, when the 3 of them are actually working at the end, because last time they're kind of like falling over and not really working. So I like Frozen. I hate the movie, hate the soundtrack, but I like the experience. It's something about the boat in
his
and
vote
the water.
doesn't count.
No, look,
I can't believe he's saying this. I mean, like, I felt like I knew him.
But the thing is, I do love the Mexican Pavilion. It's great, but I just don't know. Frozen to me just...
Frozen has no place in Epcot.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know. It's not a real place. I know.
It should be there.
But I just love it. It's just a great experience.
All right. I think I know where you're going, Jeni, but let's hear it.
Preach it. Preach
Grand Fiesta all the way.
Grand Fiesta. Okay. All right, Landon.
I am casting my vote for the 3 Caballeros, and more importantly, I'm casting my vote for Maelstrom. Never forget.
Wow.
And also, I've never ridden Frozen, so there's that.
Chaos is a ladder.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It breaks down a lot.
I also hear that too. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I think statistically, it is the ride that breaks down the most in all of Walt Disney World.
I have a fast pass for Storin. Oh, it's down.
Yeah. So, you know what? It doesn't matter, but I'll go Grand Fiesta Tour as well, which is crazy. Frozen gets 1 vote in that round. So
let it burn.
Chaos is a ladder, baby. Yeah.
Chaos.
Grand Fiesta.
It's the best part of March Madness.
Yeah.
Or the March Insanity, since we don't want to be sued by the NCAA.
I don't think they're quite as litigious as the big game or the Super Bowl.
No, they are not as litigious as the Superb Owl is.
Yeah, exactly. Soup or bowl.
Yeah.
A 15 seed. Going on.
Awesome. So there it is. That's the first round, everybody. We have our field of 16 set. We are going to move on and take care of that next time. So for now, take a look at your brackets. Let us know if you're still in the game. I already know if you're still in the game. I've got your brackets, but make sure to brag about it. I mean, if you're perfect so far, that's pretty impressive. We've got some upsets out there, so I do want to hear about it. So, but that's going to do it for us today. So I want to thank Kevin from the Mouse Knows Best podcast for joining us for this round of picks. I want to thank Landon from the R&D podcast, should I say?
R&D project, because we realized calling your podcast the something something podcast is redundant. So yeah, be sure to search the R&D project in the iTunes store.
R&D project. I'll thank Sam for being from Orlando and
and your wife.
And Jolie Sammy on Twitter. And then, of course, thank you so much for joining us for this first round. Jeni and Trent, the Disney DNA podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
thank you for having us. This was a lot
Thank
of
you
fun.
so much for having us. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I didn't read the brackets before we started, so it was a lot of fun for me.
Even more of a surprise. Well, Landon lost his, so it was a surprise for him.
Yeah.
So,
Right, yeah.
you know,
Again,
Well,
confrontation won mine. That was weird.
Yeah, I don't do the Twitter or really any of the social media if I don't have to. So
It's all
I didn't
me.
see it there. And Trent texted it to me, but I was super busy
Yeah.
at work. So
yeah,
I
understood.
didn't even get to
understood.
see it.
Well, you did great, and appreciate you coming in right after work and powering through this thing. So much props to you for being a trooper. So we hope you will join us for next week because we have to move on. We've got to make some more picks. Until then, you can follow us on Twitter at Morning Monorail. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on all the things. Just look for Monday Morning Monorail. We're out there everywhere. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for riding with us today. We hope you enjoyed the journey, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, we want to hear from you. Send us questions, comments, and suggestions on Twitter at Morning Monorail. Our email address is mondaymorningmonorail@gmail.com. You can also call our voicemail at 407-917-2144. As we approach the station, gather your belongings and please watch your step as you exit.
See y'all real soon.